Competition is the ultimate training session. It's the stage to showcase the results of hard work, commitment, discipline, and also the skills that a gymnast has acquired. It's where lessons are learned, often tough ones. There's vulnerability in competition, no hiding from mistakes which are visible for all to see. The stakes are higher. It's the gymnast and the apparatus. No foam pits or soft mats. And it's vastly different from training. Think about how many times a gymnast trains in a year. Hundreds, most likely. And now compare that to how many times the gymnast competes. You can probably count those on two hands. Practicing gymnastics is therefore pretty easy to do, whereas practicing competition is much harder. There are far fewer opportunities to do so. It's important we recognise this when thinking about a gymnast's development and long-term journey in the sport. Young gymnasts lack competitive experience. They simply haven't been in the sport long enough for it to be any other way. And because of that, they're going to experience all manner of emotions and scenarios when they do perform at competitions, and this is totally normal. Sometimes the gymnast is going to make mistakes in competition that don't reflect the way that they train. And it might not seem fair as the gymnast hasn't showcased their best work, but it's the reality of competition. You see, there's a correlation between the quality of a gymnast's training and the quality of their competition performance, but it's not quite as simple as that, particularly for our younger, less experienced gymnasts. They need also to learn how to compete, and you can't rush that process or achieve that in a short space of time. Likely, it's going to take years. Now, whilst coaches make every effort to replicate the feeling of competition whilst training, it's still pretty different to performing in front of a crowd with sweaty palms, a panel of judges, different equipment and lighting, photographers, and so many other distractions too. So the more exposure they get to those environments, the better, providing of course that the competitive experience is positive and not massively pressured from parents and coaches. After all, there's enough for the gymnast to be worried about than the parent telling them to not fall off the beam. I don't want to disillusion you, however. There is a strong correlation between training and competition, and no amount of competitive experience can counteract poor training. If the work doesn't happen in the shadows, it won't happen in the spotlight. What I am suggesting is that a lack of competitive experience might be the missing link for a gymnast raising their performances, and a patient approach should be taken whilst the gymnast's ability to compete catches up with their ability to train. There will be mistakes and failure on the competition journey, but those experiences are rich with lessons that can really impact the gymnast's future. Falling off the apparatus, feeling uncomfortable, being vulnerable yet safe, and dealing with setbacks are all really important things to experience to develop the grit and resilience required for competitive sport. So let's not underestimate how different competition is to training, and make sure we take a long-term view on a gymnast's development. Competitions are rich with these valuable lessons and truly are the ultimate training session. Thanks for watching.